Okay, Dr. Perkins, so why did you initiate this project?
Well, one of the key things in producing good yields of maple syrup is to have very good vacuum at the tap hole. And the current systems for monitoring vacuum are essentially to spend a lot of time walking through the woods. So you have to have a number of employees who walk around in the woods all the time looking for leaks. And it would be far easier to replace that function by having some type of sensor out in the woods that can monitor it continuously and alert you if you have a leak. And that way you can go directly to the place where there is a leak and fix it, as opposed to spending all the time just wandering around trying to find them randomly.
So that's our sensor right there. They're nice and bright. That's sensor 1. You can see them pretty well in the woods. I'm pretty far away right now. You can see Tom and Colin right there. So yeah, it's good. We can see them all across the woods. So we've got sensor 4 here. We're pretty far out from the sugar house. We can't even see it anymore. So our distance has been pretty good here. We still got 3 more in that direction. Actually more than that. So yeah, we're going to take this guy down right now. It'll simulate a leak down at the base. So now what we're doing is we're hooking it back up. This line goes directly to the vacuum pressure, so this guy should drop back down and that light should go back to green. And then once we see that coming at green, we'll disconnect it again and see how long it takes to read a leak. It should be about 125 seconds. You ready?
Here you go.
Sure.
I guess we could use this thing.
Oh, and there goes sensor 4. And the alarm.
And then we can remove the SD card on the back here and get the data and graph it. So this is some of the data that we collected with our sensors. This is the pressure relative to atmosphere, so the vacuum pressure. And this is the temperature at the sensors. And you can see the data starts on March 18th and goes to about April 2nd. And so around the mid-March we had a really warm weather, and this resulted in a lot of sap flow, and we could actually see drops in pressure across the sap lines due to the saturation of sap in the lines. And then following that warm weather we had a deep freeze, which allowed more sap to be produced in the trees, and with the small rise in temperature above freezing we then were to get sap flow again, and we see some frozen sap in the line, creating what appears to be a leak.
Okay, so this is one of our sensor cases. You can open it up here. This is a nice, nifty little clasp. And on the inside here, we've got our battery box, which feeds into the sensor board. It's got the XB modem here, which actually transmits the signal. This is the Arduino microprocessor. Over here we have our pressure sensor. This is our temperature sensor. Here is the antenna that transmits the signal, and this is the line in which the pressure comes into the box. So it's all nice and compact.
So this is our software user interface. The incoming data gets printed here, and each sensor that reads in, it'll just update with the most recent number. And then when it starts up, you can actually set the preferences that you want. So if you want the threshold pressure at 26, for instance, on a good day, and then if it's the beginning of the season, you might set it to like 24 to see some bigger leaks there.